In this video I'm gonna try to show you guys how to repair a car. In this case it's a Jetta, Volkswagen Jetta, and the issue that the customer is having with this car is that the front wipers are not working. He already tried to fix it, bought a wiper motor from the wrecking yard and swap it, but that didn't do anything. He brought it over to me eventually, and now I'm just gonna show you guys what the problem is basically with the car. So I'm not gonna show you everything that I did, like testing, and he even removed the wiper motor, which is sitting right underneath this cover. I put it together. It was the wiper motor and the linkage, it was all out. Customer did it, so I had to put it back together. Like I said, I'm not gonna show you all the testing that involves or the process to find out whether the wiper motor is good or not, but I'll just go into the most important stuff. So in this case, I'm gonna show you that we're gonna try to activate the wipers like that, and as you can see, it's not moving. Wipers are not functioning. We do have our windshield washer pump working, because I can activate that. That works. Every time I pull the lever, then the pump works. But you see, we should have the wipers, the wiper blades moving up and down, cycling to remove all that fluid. So one thing that is worth mentioning, when you are gonna work on your wipers, for any reason, if you pop the hood, you gotta either close it, or if you pop the hood, just come and push the latch, the latch for the hood. Just push it down, because if you don't do it and then you try to diagnose the car or the windshield washer pump with the hood open, that will disable the wipers. It'll disable everything, the washer pump, the wipers, everything. So I'm gonna show you how it works. So I pull the lever to pop the hood, although it's up, but as you can see now, the wipers are not working anyway. But the windshield washer pump was working before, but because I have the hood open, then the system will disable the wipers. I guess that's some sort of like to prevent anybody that is working on the car at the moment, the wipers or any other pieces coming in contact with the person that is servicing the car at the moment. So I guess it's like a safety feature. I don't know why they did it, but keep that in mind. If you open your hood and then you all of a sudden you notice that the wipers stop working, it's because of the hood being open. So I'm gonna go ahead and shut it, not the hood but the latch, move it to its closed position, if I can do that. There. Now we should have our windshield washer pump working properly. Oh yeah, so keep that in mind. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and show you. There's only 3 wires going to the wiper motor, and those 3 wires are for one is a ground, the other one is ignition power, or power being applied through the ignition switch, and then the other one is just a small wire. Can't even remember the color. I think it was purple white. So I'll explain to you how this works. So let's go ahead and I'm using my Snap-on Veris, and the neat thing about this scan tool is that it's a scan tool, but it's also a lab scope. So whatever you need to test, so in this case I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go into scanner, and then central electronics. That is the module that basically it's a module that makes the wipers, the wiper system functional. So we'll go into codes. So we have one code, one fault code. It says local data bus, no signal, no communication. So keep that in mind. So what I'll do now that we know that the wipers are not working properly, I'm gonna go into testing. So what you do is you get out of there, exit, come on, and then go to guided component test. So we'll click on that. We'll go into body electrical, wiper washer control. So here we go. Windshield washer pump, windshield wiper motor. So we'll click on that. Component information signature test. So now we have I guess some guided functions, or how we should proceed to test that motor. So we have a connector. This is connector right here. I don't know if you guys can see it, but that connector with 4 pins, that's our connector for the wiper motor, and this one here is our connector for our central electronics control module, and that right there, that should be the signature test, or our lean bus, the communication waveform. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and test our lean bus signal, and I already have the connection set up for our testing. So I don't know if you can see these, but that wire is hooked into the purple white wire. That is the signal from the central electronics control module into our wiper motor, because I already put the wiper motor, I already put it together, so there's no way we can test from the motor or the connector at the wiper motor, but it's the same thing basically. We're just gonna do it on the module instead. So we need our one lead to the signal wire, and then the other lead goes to ground. So we have our lab scope set up. Let's go ahead and click on view meter. Alright, so before, remember guys, our signature test was supposed to look like that. Okay, so if we go and click on our lab scope, you guys are seeing that we have about 10 volts. Okay, but our signal is flat. It's dead basically. We have our voltage, that is normal. As far as I know, the lean bus communication voltage, it's between 9 or 10 volts around so. And we do have voltage, but it's just our signal, our wave is just, you know, flat, and it shouldn't be like that. So that's why our wiper motor is not working properly. So what I'll do in real time, I'm gonna swap the module with this module that I got from the wrecking yard, because from the dealer was pretty expensive. So this is our central electronics control module. And remember guys, when you replace a module, make sure that you get it, if you get it used from the wrecking yard, make sure you get it, you compare the two part numbers and make sure they match. That is our part number right there. So now I'm gonna go ahead and swap that module. This is the module from the donor car, and that module right there, it's our module that is not working properly. So I'm just gonna set my camera aside, and I'm gonna pull all the connectors, electrical connectors, and the module out of the way, and then I'll show you how to put it back together. So just bear with me. Turn the ignition switch off because we don't want to do that. Pull all the wires or disconnect modules while the ignition switch is on, just for the sake of safety. So we're gonna pull it out. Okay, 4 more. Oh, look. My test lid just came off. Okay, I can fix that. Okay. Something tight in here. Okay, just pull it. And these relays are on the way, and it's kind of tight and room in there, so we don't have that much of a room. Anyways. So, as you can see, those are my part numbers with a Z at the end, and our replacement module, same numbers. So as long as we're getting another module with the same part number, we should be good. Although it's worth mentioning that sometimes you gotta code these modules, because, you know, a lot of stuff varies from car to car, although it's the same part number, but there are some variations in coding. So I'm gonna go ahead and just pull these relays. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and put that module back in place. Okay, so just pull the dashboard, that bottom portion of the dashboard, pull it towards you, and that'll give you room to slide this module, and then you'll see it's got a tab, a locking tab in here, and another one here. So just push it up, and that'll those tabs should snap into place and just hold the module, so that way it doesn't fall off or move. And then go ahead and just connect everything back in place. One thing is worth mentioning is that these red tabs in here, they locked the connectors in place so they don't come out. Even if you push on the locking tab on the connector, the module, the red tabs will hold those connectors in place. So you gotta push them out or slide them out to the side, either side, and then that'll let you release the connectors. If you don't push them on the or slide them, you'll see that it's very hard to pull the connectors out of the way, so pay attention to that. And now I'm gonna put my test lid back to the purple white wire, which is that one, and then just slide it into place. Okay, good. Now we'll go ahead and do the rest. That one. Oh, that pin just popped out of its place. Come on. Make me job easy. Let me unhook this thing again. Fix this. Where is it? Okay, so those are the, I don't know if you can see them, but those red plastic tabs, you gotta, if you're gonna pull the connectors out of the module, you gotta slide them like that, and then the other one, just push it there. That'll lock the connector in place. And so if you're pulling on those connectors and they don't want to come out, just slide those red tabs to the left, I guess. Yeah, towards the left side of the car, and that'll allow you to release those connectors in case you need to swap the module out like me. So now with the new module, we're gonna see how our lab scope waveform is gonna we'll find out if we fix this thing by swapping that module. Although I did a lot of testing, I'm not gonna show you all that because it's just too much time. But let's go ahead and turn our key on and look at the wipers. Our wipers are working now. Alright, yeah, they work now. Alright, so okay, so how does this work then? Well, remember I told you there were 3 wires to the wiper motor. Okay, so one is power, one is ground, the other is just a communication line. That communication line is between the central electronics control module and the wiper motor, and Volkswagen, they refer to them as a master and a slave. So the wiper motor is the slave, the central electronics control module is the master. So they only use this lean bus communication. So that is the only way to diagnose this or read this signal, or if you want to see what's going on, if the communication line is good, it's a lap scope. I've seen other technicians doing it with a multimeter, but if you can afford a lap scope or a scan tool like this, then you can test it with a lap scope, and you can clearly see how the signal is supposed to behave. Anyhow, I think I'm done with this car. I should call the owner and let him know that his car is fixed. And then don't forget that every time you replace a module, you gotta code it. I know you can code it with a snap-on tool, a scan tool, but I got the VCDS raw stack. So that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed my video. If you got any comments or suggestions, please let me know.